do me a favor?
Yeah.
Turn the GoPro on and hit record. Let's not start again.
The phone or the GoPro?
The GoPro. Just hit the power button and then hit record on the top.
Come on, Dano.
Alright. Come on, buddy.
Come on, Case.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Alright, let's go now.
There's also raisins, like yogurt raisins. Dessert. No food.
Never too late, boys. Let's go.
Come on, Billy.
Let's go, Bill. Thank you. What kind of chips do you guys want? You got Doritos, you got Lay's, you got sour cream.
Alright, here we go. Yeah, I'm good. See how we're going.
I know, look at you're looking at his knees over there.
I'm 220 all day long. I mean, he's like twice the size. Picture's pretty good. Yeah, it's deceiving. It's definitely throwing off your timing. It doesn't look like it's coming as fast as it goes. I don't think it's coming faster than 80, but I think he's got a little funnier, like, he hides it. No! You're definitely 80 to 81 and a half. 0.3 around there. Yeah. I think you're talking about it. Alright, I gotta do this.
Go, Matty Grill.
Come on, Matt.
Yeah. Go, Matt.
don't think anybody's watching, but off chance I'm not reading this right. Ooh. This is top of the second. Scores nothing. This is the Minnesota Mammoth against the San Antonio Bombers. 35 plus Cactus play. Men's Senior Baseball League World Series. 1 out, nobody on. So man on first, 1 out. Minnesota Mammoth are a team that plays out of the Twin Cities Men's Adult Baseball League. I don't know where the San Antonio Bombers play. I'm gonna guess San Antonio. What I do know about them is, and I'm basing this on what I saw at the website, but it appears that this team was playing in the Central Division until this year. So 35 plus typically has at least 2 divisions, Cactus and Central, Cactus being the lowest. Pitch. And these Bombers were playing in the Central, so the division next up. Typically, one of the differences in the Central Division, you can have ex-professional baseball players, whereas in the Cactus, I don't think you can have any experience, or maybe you have to have been out of the league for, out of the professional leagues for like 20 years. I don't know exactly what the rule is, but typically the demarcation between Cactus and Central is Central has ex-pros and Cactus doesn't. So the Mammoth are anticipating that this is going to be one of their tougher opponents just because this is their first year in the Cactus. So presumably they have much of their roster from years past minus the pros. I mean, they're really turning on these pitches. Oh my God, what a catch. Okay, that was one of the more incredible plays I've seen down here. So the batter absolutely crushed the ball to left. But we had Diamond Dan Casaza out in left field. Dan basically ran as hard as he could straight back, made an over-the-head catch. I'm not sure if it was over the shoulder, but he was certainly at the warning track. And the guy at first at that point was rounding second. So Dan made a strong throw to the cut, Casey.
Hey, nice catch, man.
Getting a nice catch, man, from the catcher. Shortstop picked up the cutoff and threw the guy out at first base who was trying to go back and tag. Incredible play. Wow. Okay, Cork, I see you're here. I just can't tell who's here. I can't see if anybody's here, so I'm gonna talk as if there's people here, I guess. I know you'll watch it later, so it's good enough for me. So we are in the bottom of the second. These guys have barreled a couple off of Matt Grill already. I think they're gonna be tough. The good news is, from where I'm standing, it doesn't appear that this pitcher is overpowering. He may spot his pitches well, but he's not a guy who makes you, at least from where I'm standing, it doesn't look like he's going to dominate us, but we'll see. Wow. That's a foul ball, but that's a long foul ball from Emery.
Here we go.
think this pitcher is one of those. He's like a bigger bodied guy who doesn't, it's not maximum effort, but because his mechanics are good and he's got the size, I think the ball gets in on you quicker than you think it's going to. It was a changeup off the plate, a curveball off the plate, 1-1. Oh, that's a shot. So Emery absolutely tattooed that, but the left fielder was playing Emery very deep. I get the sense that this catcher knows Dan and Emery. I saw Dan talking to the catcher when he got up there, so I think maybe this catcher was playing. Maybe he was playing earlier this week or last week in the 25 plus. It's a good fastball. Strike 1 to Nate. Wow, that's right down the pipe. I don't think Nate is too fond of lefty pitchers. We'll see how he adjusts here. 2 straight fastballs. Change up, curveball rather. Keep saying change up. I'm not sure that hit Nate. Nate didn't react. I think the umpire thought it hit him, but if I'm looking at the pitcher's reaction and Nate's reaction, I'm thinking that may not have gotten him, but we'll take it. Man on first, 1 out. Nate Jackson. I believe Nate had a couple of hits in game 1. Mammoth won their first game 11-3 against, I think they're called Atex. And the Bombers won their first game 2. I don't know who they played though. It's game 2 for both teams. I think they're going to hit that fastball. It looks pretty straight. And again, it's not, I don't think it's overpowering. It's a good change up there though. One and 2, I believe. Got behind it. I think that's going to drop. It's dropping. Okay, that's a pop-up behind the first baseman. Second baseman couldn't get over it. First baseman is a massive individual. So I think the only guy who's going to make the play on that is the second baseman. And he couldn't get over in time. So a pop flare to right field. That drops for a hit. First and second, 1 out. Randy Schmidt. Randy's at-bats got progressively better in the first game. Talked to him after the game. He said he's feeling good. Most hitters are going to say that, though, so. Need a big hit here. It's a good take. I think it's going to take a lot of these Minnesota hitters a couple of games to find their rhythm again. We didn't play a fall schedule. We didn't do a lot of practicing. That was a high fastball. It just blew by Randy. Randy is not an up and away. Randy likes the ball down and in. I think that's safe to say. He really likes to turn on the fastball. He's got a lot of power for a guy his size. Oh, he dragged the hands through. That may drop. No, it's too high, too high. Nice catch. He skied that out to left. Left fielder made a nice running catch. I think it's a time of night where it's probably very difficult to pick the baseball up against the sky. It's kind of that dusk. We're playing this 5:30 local time. I think the sun goes down at 5:45, so we're in that twilight period. 2 outs, Dan Smolika. Dan's another guy I don't think is too fond of lefties. Most lefties aren't, but ooh. That looked a little maybe up and out. Hard to see from here, but we had 2 strikes. I'd throw that breaking ball off the plate. It's fastball, strike 3. Yep. I suspect Dan was thinking off speed as well. Yeah, 0-0 Cork. Top of second.
Mine was a slam.
Top of the third, I'm sorry. Top of the third, nothing.
All we have is chili cheese burritos and Doritos left.
Defensively, we have
Yeah.
Mike Lippert behind the plate. Mike's going to do most of the catching this tournament for the Mammoth. First base, we've got Emery Hull. Second base, Casey Johnson. Shortstop, Mike Dahl. Third base, Nate Jackson. Left field is Diamond Dan Casaza. Center field is Billy Houseman. And right field is Brian Bushman. It's the same defensive alignment we started with last game, except Matt Grill is now on the mound instead of playing shortstop. So they barreled up a couple against Matt that second inning. Matt's such a smart pitcher. I suspect that he's going to pick up tendencies as the game goes on. And Mike Lippert's really cerebral back there too. And these guys pitch to each other all summer. So it's nice when your travel team has basically a number one starter who can pitch to his personal catcher. That's what we have here. So. Matt is definitely around the zone, as he usually is. Strike one. Change up, a little bit out in front. That's Matt's money pitch, the change up, the grill change up. 2 strikes. There's again. It's a good spot. 2 strikes. 1 and 2. Pitch. That's just a nice piece of hitting. I think Matt felt like he left that up a little bit, but that was a curveball, slider, whatever he throws, it's off speed. That's not the changeup. Kept his hands back. Hit a soft liner to center. So man on first, nobody out. 2-strike hitting. That was really nice. Foul ball. 2 strikes.
Heads up! Now you're good.
Runner doesn't have much of a lead at first. Mike threw out the first inning. They had a guy on. Had, I believe it was a strikeout and then a throw out at second base. So, guy in first base is a little bit bigger. Don't think he'll be running. Not much of a lead. I think this team is going to score some runs against other teams in the pool play, just from what I've seen. It's out of play. Out of play.
Heads up!
Score is 0-0. And this is the top of the third. Strike 3. Almost did it again. That threw down to first base when I got that. 1 out, man on first. No, Matt was supposed to pitch game 1, but Randy Schmidt, manager of the Mammoth, got out to the complex a little early and did some scouting on the game 1 opponent who was playing earlier today, head of their game with us. And based on what he saw, Randy called an audible. He started Ken Wangler and saved Matt for game 2. We knew this team was going to be good because, again, they're playing down from the Central Division for the first time. So this is their first year in the Cactus. So originally the plan was to start Matt game 1 and get that win. Randy kind of rolled the dice and went with kind of our 1A starter, Kenny, instead, and we got that win game 1 11-3. So we've got a fresh Matt Grill in game 2. The hope. The plan in game 1 was to basically pull Matt as soon as we could, save his arm for later in the tournament, basically use him as little as we can get by using him and still get into the playoffs. So the idea was that game 1, get him a couple of innings, hopefully build out a big lead, and then pull him. But as it turned out, we didn't even need to use him game 1. We have him game 2. Now, we're probably going to have to ride him a lot longer this game because this team can clearly hit. So it's a little bit of a change in the plan. Nice pitch. Batter did not like that strike 3 call. It looked a little bit off the plate from here, but Grilly might have caught the edge of it. Two outs. So yeah, we're gonna have to run Grill deeper this game probably, which probably means he'll be a little bit less available later on in the pool play. But hopefully we can keep him fresh for the playoffs. But we gotta get there first. It's a 6-game round robin pool play. This is game 2. Change up. He was looking, I mean, he pulled his head so far off on that one. Pitch.
Oscar, go get that ball.
Takes a big swing, but he really sells. He really releases early with his front shoulder. I would think hard in and then a change up away. It'll strike him out. We'll see. I believe that was his curveball or slider. Threw it away. The guy just pulled off with that front shoulder. He's looking at his dugout at the end of the swing. That's the kind of hitter and the kind of swing, you know, that Matt's going to see on the mound. You know, a lot of pitchers obviously are going to adjust where they throw the ball based on what they see from the batter, but I think that's one of Matt's strengths. I mean, talking to Randy says, Randy's played with Matt for a lot of years. He said Randy's really good at kind of dissecting hitters' approaches and building out that game plan. And I think we saw it there. The other thing about Matt is he's pitched in so many big games with the Cardinals, the 25-plus team that he pitched for a lot of years. Certainly back home in the TCMBL. He's been the Coyotes, who have been a perennial championship contender, and they've won championships. And Matt for a lot of years was, if not the number one, certainly one of their go-to guys. And then the Brewers run 28-plus division. I don't know how many championships they ended up winning in a row, but Matt was certainly the number one pitcher on that squad for a lot of years. So
whoever bats in front of me hits like 20.
he just, a situation like this isn't going to be too big for him. That's what I'm getting at. A round robin pool play game, a Monday night pool play game is, Matt's going to be really comfortable on the mound. Here's our catcher, Mike Lippert. I've thrown some BP to Lip. I think he's vulnerable off the plate. I think a pitch up. It's fouled off. Ooh, missed it. I think a pitch up, and especially surprisingly up and on the inner half, he just hammers those pitches. But the first one was off the plate. Lip missed it. I don't know where that one was, but Lip fouled it off. I think I'd go away again. Something off speed. Mike plays with the Coyotes back home. Started his career, I believe, with the Ravens in the TCMABL. High fastball away. If he was a major leaguer, I'd say changing the eye level. On this level, I think that just got away from him. There it was. It's a breaking pitch off the plate again. Lip committed way early. You could see he was respecting that fastball. Pitch up and away, really working him away. It's a good take. That was too far off the plate. I think had it been a couple inches closer, Lip throws a bat at it. All right, he brought that in a little bit. He's dropping in for a hit. Even there, Lip released too early, but he kept the hands through the zone long enough, got the barrel on it, and flicked it out to left field. So line drive single.
Our little hotel looks like a little
Man on first, nobody out.
thing. It's kind of funny.
All right, reset.
I appreciate the invite. I'm not sure who asked if I do the commentary. Technically, I'm wearing a Mammoth jersey, and I'm a participating member of the Mammoth. Although, I'm really down here for rhetorical support. But hopefully catch some of the Bruins game. I guess, I think this was the one day where all the Minnesota teams were playing in the same complex. I think after today we kind of spread out. I'm not sure, but there's a shot. This is Mike Dahl, line drive to right center. Center fielder cuts it off, but not before Lip gets to third base. First and third, nobody out. Turn the lineup over. Okay, this is going to be a beginning. Oh. Yeah, I ran into a couple of Bruins today. I ran into Eric Johnson. Ran into Smiley. I ran into John Lipinski, and I think it's Rick Doobie from the Wobblies. I think that's who he is. I know he plays in the Wobblies. Great guy, whoever he is. I think I got his name right.
McKenna, ball.
We didn't see any Grays. I think their game ended
On the other side of the bathroom.
maybe an hour before we started, so we just didn't.
It's okay.
We didn't cross paths. So Dan Casaza, first and third, nobody out. I believe it's the bottom of the third. Or maybe bottom of the fourth. I'll find out after this inning. No score.
Yeah,
Now Dan Casaza was playing 25 plus last week in the Central Division. So they were playing the division up from Cactus in the 25 plus. So this kind of pitching is not going to cause Dan too many problems. Doesn't mean he's going to get a hit, but that's not that big of a surprise. A line drive to right field, right over the second baseman. Plated the first run of the game, 1-0 Mammoth. Pitch off the plate, Dan just kind of dove into it, broke the wrist, and hit a shot to right center. First and second, nobody out, 1 run in, 1-0 Mammoth. This is Casey Johnson. I think a lot of guys around the TCMBL don't necessarily know who Casey is. Casey joined the Skeeters a couple years ago. Certainly had a big year in the Federal League this year, so, and he's had some big seasons with the Skeeters too. He does that a lot of line drives to left. Now that was under the bat. Sending him, okay. That was an end of the bat line drive to left field. Fell in front of the left fielder. 2-0, nobody out. Casey is a line drive factory. Here's Billy Baseball, Billy Houseman. Ooh, the high fastball. Bill got a steady diet of decent fastballs in game 1 that he took a little time to catch up to. He had one big hit that was a off-speed pitch. So the pitcher had really been kind of jamming him up with the fastballs. And then he had 2 strikes on Billy, tried to flip a curveball in there. Billy lined it to right center for a double. It's a good pitch. Something off speed off the plate. 1-2. High fastball. Yeah, Bill knew it. Just froze him. It's a really nice pitch. You could tell Bill was kind of leaning out over the plate and had to throw the hips back, and he didn't put up a fight. I think he knew. Pitcher just made a really nice pitch on him. Here's Emery. This is an interesting situation. First and second, I think the catcher's aware of who Emery is, so. Uh-oh. Jesus. Okay, that's a ground ball to third base. Third baseman touches third base bag. That's 1 out. Throws to first base. Emery beats the throw to first. Casey Johnson tries to round second and make third base. And the guy at first threw a strike to the third baseman. And that's a, let's see, that would be a 5-3-5 double play. I'm going to run over to the bench here and see the score. So we're going to jump around a little bit here. We're the last team playing tonight at this complex. It's a clover leaf setup, fields all around us. Really nice night, as they always are down here. It's hot today, 90, which is seasonable. I don't think that's unusually hot, but what inning are we in? Is this top of 4?
2-0, top of 4, yeah.
Okay.
We got the 11th spot. Okay. Okay. That was a big hit.
That was huge.
Huge hit. That was a nice hit too, right?
Let it get deep. Shoot it right center.
Emery, 2-0. Emery, do these guys know who you are? Does that catcher know? He doesn't know. I thought he was talking to Casaza like he knew you. Like he knew you guys, but maybe not.
Not that I know about.
Okay, I could be wrong. I thought maybe he played in the 25 plus tournament or something.
Maybe. Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. What's the question?
We add an AB.
I don't know.
I thought we could, like the Federal League.
The rules are slightly different with the AB in the 2 leagues. I know you know that. Should ask one of these guys on the stream. Yeah, Casey got a little aggressive there on that.
There you go. Good shot.
It's a good effort, though. Randy. Checking on the AB rule. Go back to our shot behind home plate. Ooh. Pitch very up and in. I assume Matt wanted to go up and in, and that one got away from him a little bit because that nearly hit him. But he'll use that now, right? I think the nice play by Mike Dahl. Fielded it cleanly and fired a strike. I think the batter was thinking along with Matt that at bat. He stayed through that pitch that broke off the plate, hit it hard to the shortstop for the out. 1 out. So we have to bat 14 guys on this level. Randy was inquiring about the AB rule because we're getting to the beginning of that time in the game where he's got to start thinking about getting some bats in there. This game's moving along. Matt doesn't mess around out there, which is much appreciated by the fielders, especially down here. Good pitch. Good pitch. It's a curveball that broke out over the inner half. Batter gave up on it. It was a strike 1 and 2. Okay, there's a fly ball to right field. It's a long way for foul ball. Long run for both Nate Stark at first and Brian Bushman out in right field. But it fell foul. Just threw the bat at that one. Check swing, hot chopper down the line, foul ball. Still 2 strikes. It's away. Well, actually, it was a curveball in off the plate. Curveball that broke over the inner half, and now 2 pitches off the plate. Let's see what Lip's going to call here. I don't think Matt shakes off a lot of pitches. Signaling low and away. Lip wanted that down and away. I saw him move his glove right before the pitch. I think that caught a little bit more of the plate than Lip would have liked. Line drive foul ball down the third base line. That's what Lip's got here, sitting down low. This is not an easy pop-up this time of night. Nice play. Steady play so far, 2 games. It's early, but 2 games into the tournament. Mike Dahl's made some really nice plays. I know he played a lot in the infield over the years with the 25-plus Arizona team, so we're in good hands there. 2 down, nobody on. I feel like second time through, I feel like Matt's got an advantage over a lot of hitters because he's so smart and he can put these pitches where he wants. He's got 3 pitches that he can spot. I think his adjustments are going to be better or more effective than the hitter's adjustments. Why the batter did not like that strike call. That didn't look off the plate to me. I mean, it looked outer half. Didn't look as egregiously outside as that batter made it sound like, but I don't have a good angle here, so. High fastball, defensive chop at that. Foul ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, I think the second time through I would anticipate Matt having an advantage, probably a minor one. These guys are good hitters. We'll see third time. Pick, catch, throw. 3 outs. Very, very steady inning. Very easy. Low pressure, low stress inning for Matt Grill. What stack does he use so I can get ripped next season? I think we're talking about mackerel. I imagine if you're not aware of Matt's pitching ability, you probably look at him and you have a tendency to underestimate him because he's not big. He just has impeccable control, and he's got a really effective changeup. I mean, he's not Greg Maddux, but his MLB comp, if you turn all the skills down to amateur level, his MLB comp is Greg Maddux. Maddux didn't overpower hitters, of course, but he dominated them. I mean, he dominated them with control. I think Matt's got a dominant pitch. I think that changeup is a dominant pitch, but because it's a changeup and not a fastball, you don't think of him as a power pitcher, or as a dominant pitcher at least. You don't think of him as a power pitcher, but I think that changeup, along with his control, makes him a dominant pitcher. This is Nate Stark's second. Nate Stark's second look at this lefty. I believe it's 2-0. Big swing at a fastball above the belt. That's about as unhinged or uncollected a swing from Nate as I've seen. I would drag the bat through. High hop. Good throw. So Nate kind of cast the bat at the ball there. Must have been an off-speed pitch. The shortstop had to jump for it, but he made a really strong throw to first. It's a chopper that he had to hop up. He's not tall. He's not Cal Ripken at shortstop. But he made a really strong throw to first. He's got a good arm. So here's Nate Jackson, 1 out. That's a shot to right. Get down, get down. Oh, right at the second, right at the right fielder. I was throwing batting practice to Nate Jackson. I hadn't pitched to him before, so we were down here yesterday. We did a little practicing, and I threw BP to everyone. Nate's got really quick hands. I told him his bat flashes through the zone. He's one of those guys that's what we want to see from Randy Burnham. It was a barrel line drive to center field. So, I mean, it looks to me like our hitters have fared better or are hitting the ball better the second time through than their hitters are. Although I'm not sure, you know what? I don't think they've seen, I'm not sure they've turned the order over yet. I'm gonna find out where they are in the order. I think they flipped it, but maybe they didn't. In which case, my whole theory about Matt figuring these guys out the second time through, you can just throw that out the window. Thank God there's a second stream. People can just turn to and turn me off. Hey Randy, good wood. Where are we in their order?
Good point. 2, 3, 4.
Okay, this is 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5. So they did roll it last inning. Is this our second time through the order?
They're big guys. Yeah.
Yeah. And what inning are we in?
Top
5.
Okay.
You got enough guys without me, right?
Yeah, but
I don't want to face
No?
this. Okay. I won't hit.
what if they switch maybe?
4, 5, 6.
I don't think I'm needed, but you make the call.
I don't know, last they gave me a smoke.
Yeah. I'm having a good time doing this, so it's your call though, Randy.
People say I've been knowing better, right?
I don't want to face this lefty because I generally don't hit lefties. Randy's got enough guys to get to 14 without me, so if there's a righty, I'll get up there. Good pitch. So we'll see what adjustments are made on both sides here. This is a 3-4-5. I just told the umpire we never have two umps, so we don't get to check very often. Good pitch. It's the second time he's done that to one of their hitters. Curved ball that broke over the inner half, and the batter just gave up on it. Nice hit. It's a high fastball that he just smoked in the center. Mike Lippert said my bad, so I think maybe Mike wishes he had gone with a different sequence. Or maybe he didn't like where he was calling the pitch, because Matt doesn't miss a glove very often. Certainly doesn't miss the area very often. Oh my goodness, that is a high ball way, way, way up there. Out of play. If you weren't here the first inning or the second inning, Dan Casaza made a ridiculous catch in center field. It's actually worth watching again after the stream ends. Just fast forward to it. It was the second inning maybe?
So close.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you smoked that. I mean, that was one that kept on going up, right? It wasn't like one of these teardrop liners. That had the flight path, right?
If I get that in the right center, I'm probably running
Right, third base. Yeah. So that's good. It looks like you're kind of locking in, right?
Yeah. It felt good. It was hot.
Yeah, you're right on top of it. I said in the last stream, there's 3 Randy Schmidts. There's the soft contact Randy Schmidt, where he comes back to the dugout, kind of shaking his head, muttering. It's a line drive to left. We got Dan out there, Diamond Dan. He's going to cut that off. Got a center fielder playing left field. First and second, nobody out. I believe. Is there one out?
I saw that.
There's nobody out. There's 3 Randy Schmidts. There's the Randy Schmidt who comes back with a look of consternation, comes back to the dugout, is trying to figure it out. And then the second level of Randy is just rocket shots foul. Just turn in on everything. And then level 3 Randy, which is the Randy we want to get to, is what we saw last at bat, where those rocket shots are going to the right field or going to right center. So it looks like Randy is kind of zeroing in on where he needs to be. This part of the order really hammered the ball the first time through. The top of the order, change up. Batter was looking up at the stars, questioning life decisions after that swing. Oh, that one just got away from it. Great stop. Great stop. So the runner on second took a couple extra steps, thinking that ball was going to get by Lip. Lip got a glove on it, and then base runner froze. Lip fired down to second, couple hops, runner got back. It's a good pitch. You fooled this guy once on the changeup. That's got a good fastball, but it's not elite, so I suspect he probably doesn't want to challenge this guy with his fastball. I mean, at some point you probably have to. I believe that was another changeup off the plate. That's what we got here. Yep, another changeup. Sometimes I have a hard time distinguishing between the changeup and his slider curve or whatever his breaking pitch is from this angle. Base is loaded. Don't know if we have any outs. Certainly not more than one. Thank you, Lipstadt. I'm reading your comment. I'm a computer programmer. I don't do commentary for a living, so sometimes I worry that I'm either saying things that don't make sense or just babbling on. So we set up this stream for people who wanted to have a worse angle on the action but hear what's going on. The other stream that's out there is just static behind home plate. Better view of the game, but I've watched those streams in the past and it's really hard to know what's going on. So I try to add a little commentary. So last inning I suggested that Matt typically makes better adjustments second time through. I think we're seeing that these are pretty good hitters. You got through the first two of the order for a second time last inning. This inning, it's a little bit more of a fight. Nice pitch. That's a big strike three. Oh, I'm sorry, that's one out. Still a strike three, but one out. I'm going to find out tonight what that pitch is. If he throws a lot of breaking pitches off the plate, or if that's just his changeup. There's a ground ball, potentially two. No, don't throw that. This is not good. Okay, so we had a ground ball to the second baseman. The runner on first really sped to second base. Casey gloved it and tried to underhand it with his glove to Mike Dahl at short. And I think what happened is the runner, I think the ball went behind the runner and Mike was shielded from fielding the flip. I think the flip would have beaten the runner, but I think Mike couldn't get a glove on it because the runner got between him and the ball. So that got by Mike. Mike picked up the ball, threw home kind of wildly. The ball got by Mike Lippert at home. The result is two runners scored. Now we have second and third, one out. The ball game is tied. That was unfortunate. That went from potential two to 2 runs and nobody out. It was really the base runner who made that play because he really hustled. He forced Casey. The ball was hit hard, but Casey didn't have time to pull it out of his glove, or he felt like he didn't have time. Felt like he had to kind of shovel it with his glove. And speed is something you don't often see on this level, at least not as a huge weapon. It's really more the bats, bigger guys. That's 2 outs, 2 strikes, 3 strikes, 2 outs. Batter thought there were 2 strikes. This guy's as old as I am. Maybe not. Old guys can still hit. This is a big part of the at-bat. Now this is straight up. All right, that's a huge out. Let's see if the hitter stops in the dugout or just goes straight out to the car, drives out to the airport, gets a ticket and flies home. Those are the ones where you just feel so bad. It's nothing worse than popping out. I mean, you'd almost rather strike out. I mean, I would anyway. Pop out in a situation like that. I mean, I want us to win, but I feel bad for the guy. Plus, he's older. Fraternity of the older baseball player, that part of me wants to go give him a hug. Oh, I'm getting some intel. Tommy has a curve which breaks 10-4. He also throws a sidearm curve which gives me more slurve action. Thank you. That's some excellent feedback because I have a hard time distinguishing between that pitch sometimes and this changeup. Again, because I don't do this for a living. But it appears to me like he really does work the outer, you know, the outer half of the plate against a righty with either this, what you're describing as a 10-4, or this sidearm curve. Really has more of the slurve action you're describing from this angle. But thank you. That's really good to know. High fastball. So this is Pat Ralston. He is pinch hitting for somebody, possibly ABing for somebody. Again, we have to bat 14 guys, so you have to have 14 hitters get a plate appearance. Now, Pat is somebody who loves hitting against lefties, which is why I think he's the first bat off the bench. 2 strikes. It's a tough play. We don't have wheels at first base. That drops, yep. I was saying we don't have wheels at first base. That is not a mobile first baseman.
I wish he was the first baseman when I tried to take third, though.
I think he was.
I don't think he was. They switched.
Oh, did they switch? Whoever that first baseman was, threw a strike.
Yeah, he's a little bit of an older guy, but he wasn't that guy.
That's the second time we've popped one over his head. I think Nate Jackson did the same thing. He just can't get back on the ball.
All right, let's have another good bat by Liv here.
I'm here with Casey Johnson.
Yeah. Rushed to throw there at second. I think I was flying to second.
It looked from here like the runner got between Dahl and the ball, so Dahl couldn't reach for the ball. He had to go through the runner, basically.
Yeah, he was flying too.
I know.
So like,
Yep.
You know, that's not. We're not used to seeing that.
That's exactly what I said. I said it was the base runner who made that play because he got there so quick. I mean,
In
you didn't-
hindsight, I'm like, I just had to go to one there,
Right,
but you know,
right.
it's like the whole time you're thinking ground ball to second, we'll get 2, and it wasn't like it was a slow roller per se, but
no, it was hit. It was hit hard.
Good break on it, and yeah, I mean, I had to rush it over to Dolan anyway, and unfortunately, I got away from him, and then we had a little bit of a snowball fight, but.
That pitch right there, by the way, is a pitch that I think Lippert handles really well. It's a little bit up. He stayed on it. I think he felt like that was his pitch that at bat. I've seen Lip get his hands up on level with the baseball and just tomahawk baseballs to left. Lunging, I think that's dropping.
All right. Well, see if we can get Dahl to get another clutch hit here, like he did his last at bat.
Why is Bushy on first base? How did Bushy get to
Ralston, pinch running for Ralston.
Okay. So we got Brian Bushman in the game now, pinch running for Pat Ralston. So that was a little flare to right. I think the guy who made the last out might be playing second base, so I want to say a guy who might be a little older. It's a bunt. I hope that's a first out. I haven't been talking to Casey. I believe that was a first out. I don't think that's a good play if there's one out, but if there was nobody out, I think that was a good call and well executed. We were talking yesterday about the bunt on this level because on the one hand you hate to give up the out because defense is typically so shaky. If you got a guy who can make contact, you almost want to just take your chances, let him swing. But that cuts both ways because you have pitchers, catchers, third basemen who don't necessarily field and make that play either. So I think in a game like this that's going to be close, it's probably trade that run to get Diamond up there. All right, that should score him. Fly ball, center field. Okay. Did not appear that Bushy left early, so it's 3-2. Okay, this is a good sequence for us. Casey, Bill, Emery. Take my chances with Casey here. 2 outs, man on second. Casey's been out in front both times. Second time he hit a single. Must not have been the spot he was looking for. It's a good eye. Casey said, come on. That was a little curveball that maybe was a strike when it hit the glove, but it wasn't over the plate. Ground ball to short. Shortstop's really good. Shortstop looks like the kind of guy who makes that play routinely. All right, we take the lead.
Good coaching.
Figured get the wheels on there. The only problem is I can't hit it.
That's okay. So we just gotta run. Yeah. So she's fast.
Hey, Randy. I'm gonna go find out what inning it is. I almost feel like I should be scoring. Kind of lose track of the inning. I may have to get an at-bat at this point. Bushy pinch ran. Let's do a walkthrough and see how the bench is doing. So what inning we got, guys?
Top six.
Top six? Top six?
3-2.
3-2.
Let's mow through these guys, girl.
Lip, that ball that you swung through, that high fastball. I thought that's the pitch that you typically just tomahawk, man.
Yeah. You really hit that well.
You do. Put a good swing
Just
at it.
took a little off it, I think.
Yeah.
Rose got a pitch
I
count of
love this. I
77
love the
right
lighting.
now.
77?
I love the lighting.
Six.
You see everything so well.
The last inning was one that
You
went
can
a little
catch it
deeper
right.
than he wanted, I'm sure.
I can
But
just see the
26
ball in a girl's
pitches.
hand.
But we had the double play
Multiples
ball.
better
He
than
rolled it.
baseball.
Just didn't finish it. It's good.
Yeah,
Get
you
out
know,
of that, too.
behind the plate, it was the base runner who made that, right? The base runner got to second so quick. And
He got a
Casey
great
said,
jump.
yeah, Casey said the same thing. He said, off the bat, he just assumed double play, and then in
Yeah.
hindsight, he said I should have gone first.
Did Casey say, did he just was the ball short to the bag? Is that what happened?
Yeah, from back there, it looked like the runner got between Mike and the ball, so Mike would have had to reach through the runner to get to the ball, but I'm not exactly sure. It may have just been way off the plate. All right, let's go back to our perch.
No doubt, man.
Right?
I mean, all you want to do is get on.
Right.
Did.
You guys heard this. I've already forgotten what the inning is. I mean, I was just in there. I can't go back and ask again. I'm going to get some side eyes and raised eyebrows if I go in and ask again. Okay, this is the guy who was ripping off with that front shoulder. I believe he's got 2 strikes right now. Lip liked that pitch. He said, good pitch. Batter gave him a smile. High fastball. All right, now it feels like he set him up for something off the plate again. Maybe that slurve or that 10-4. We'll see. That looked like the 10-4. Could get caught quite a bit at the plate. I mean, it was pretty high. Let's see if he throws that little slurve off the plate. There it is. Yep, that was it.
You want my phone?
See if this hitter makes an adjustment. Did you bust him inside now that he's looking outside? I think that was the maybe intention.
Go 7.
That just stayed high though. That didn't really get in on him. It's a curveball. Hitter has a tendency to collapse his back leg. I'm sure he's a good hitter. You shouldn't be listening to hitting instruction from a computer programmer. Just keep being you, number 6. All right, here's number 19. Ooh, that's a nice shot to right center. That's gonna fall. Bushy cuts it off, fields it cleanly. Okay, so the Mammoth have a 1-run lead. It is, I think it's bottom.
42 to the bottom, guys.
I don't remember. You guys, maybe. You guys know what inning it is. Whatever they said it was in the dugout. Top of 7 or top of 6, something like that. So 42 has been handed to the bottom, so they have the same issue we do. They have to get 14 guys hitting. Now they started with a couple of ABs, I think, so they don't have to work in quite as many as we do. We started with just 10 regular hitters. Foul ball, 2 strikes. How to play? I think there's 2. Pitch up in the zone.
That's where he was good. He was like on a mission.
I don't think they've had too many lefties now that I'm watching this guy. Feels like I've been describing pitch movements against right-handed hitters. I wonder how he gets lefties out. Maybe our chat friend can tell us. It's a base hit to right field. Runners holding at second. Clark, the score is 3-2 Mammoth. First and second. 1 out? Question mark? I don't know who they are, Clark. Maybe they can introduce themselves. I don't think they're bots. Or the AI on Twitch has gotten pretty sophisticated.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't to move you over, it was to try and get a hit.
These guys could pass a Turing test. Let's put it that way.
We do have 1, guys. 1. Go, Manny. Out.
Yeah, I think the Minnesota teams have done decently in day 1. Certainly the 25-plus teams have, over the years, have demonstrated that, you know, there's some high-quality baseball in Minnesota.
Leader Bushy. Bench, please.
I do think having 3 basically TCMBL teams down here from Minnesota, obviously you've diluted the rosters a little bit. I mean, if you took the cream of each roster and put them all on the same team, obviously you'd have... Okay, that was a ground ball to Mike Dahl at short, and Mike, I think he bobbled it. Everyone's safe. I think what happened on that was Mike took his eye off the ball because I think he wasn't sure whether he was going to take it himself and throw to first or flip it over to Casey and throw to first. And I think if we watch this in slow motion, we'd see the moment when he took his eye off the ball. It was either that or he changed his mind as he was fielding it, what he was going to do with the ball, but there was a discernible stutter in the fielding. Suggests something happened. That's a shot. That's at least a double. That's going to clear the bases. Not good. So that was a rocket down the third base line. No chance for Nate to make that play. Nate Jackson at third. I mean, Nate was not going to get a glove on that. All 3 runners score. That makes the score 5-3 Bombers. There's our curveball off the plate. Yeah, he really hit that one well. That wasn't a cheapie. That was exit velocity probably in the lower 90s. Me and Randy Schmidt ran an operation called Indoor Baseball Experience back home in Minnesota for a couple of months right at the end of the pandemic. And what we did is we ran hit tracks leagues. Good pitch. So we had 20 to 25 teams, and I was there basically every single game, every single pitch, because I actually did some, not announcing, but I guess you'd call it announcing. I mean, we had someone on the PA speaker kind of oohing and eyeing at the appropriate times and trying to keep things moving. Anyway, I don't know how many tens of thousands of swings I saw, literally tens of thousands, and every swing had an exit velocity. Here's a pickoff, throw, low throw, but great take by Casey. So Matt got the runner at second, leaning towards third, picked him off. I believe that's 2 outs. Anyway, I saw tens and thousands of swings that registered on the hit tracks, and hit tracks is like a motion capture device that tracks pitch speed, pitch velocity, launch angle, all that stuff. So it's given me greater appreciation of exit velocity and a sense of exit velocity that I didn't have before. You can't help but get it after watching that many swings. So another ground ball to third, fielded by Nate Jackson. Nice easy throw over to first. We got him. So anyway, that shot down the line, I would guess was upper 80s or lower 90s exit velocity. Maybe even mid 90s. In that indoor baseball experience seasons that we ran, the highest exit velocity recorded was by a player on the Mammoth, Emery Hull. Emery hit 104 miles an hour off the bat. Now you may want to shrug your shoulders and say, well, don't the major doesn't Aaron Judge and Stanton, don't they hit at 120? Well, they're also turning on pitches that are going 95, right? And Emery was hitting pitching machine that was topping out at 60. So to groove a baseball 104 miles an hour on a 60 mile an hour pitch just tells you how strong Emery is. Emery had 2 home runs with the 25 plus group down here last week. We're going to see him second this inning. It's Bill Hausman. Bill joined the TCMBL, I believe, in 1997 or 98. Every time I do one of these streams, I say this, so I'll just say it again. If I'm doing a Mount Rushmore of the TCMBL, I don't know who the 4 players are, but I know Bill is one of them for sure. I mean, he's been a star, and he's also been a guy who's played a long time. So, he's been a Pete Rose, like an accumulator, and he's also been a Willie Mays. He combines the two. You get in the Hall of Fame, you can be a accumulator, or you can be a shooting star like Puckett or Roberto Clemente. Or you get these transcendent guys who were basically shooting stars over a long career. And that's how I would describe Billy. So he's 43, 44 now, still trim, still in fighting trim. That pitch got him though. That pitch tied him up. I will say, I think up and in is tough for Bill to get his hands through. I have seen him take pitches up and away a long way. That was the same pitch, kind of, I'd say up and middle in. And that's a tough pitch. That's a tough pitch for any righty to hit. So that's not like a function of Bill getting old. That's just, I think, a function of his swing mechanics. It's possible that's a pitch he's always had to fight. All right, here's Emery. Let's see if he can launch something. It's a good pitch. Fastball off the plate. Called for a strike. brought it down and in. So way in. Emery said he didn't recognize his catcher, so there's a shot to left. That's going to curve foul ball, though. Foul ball. That was one of those line drives to left that starts 40 feet to the right of the foul line and ends up landing 40 feet to the left of the foul line. This catcher looks like a really affable chap. Very friendly. Always something. He seems to. I'll go as far as to describe him as jolly. Clearly having fun. Come on, Emery. I don't know where you go now as a pitcher. Wow. Go, Emery! Yep. He just reared back and tried to throw the high fastball by him. See, Emery gave him a look there. So Emery's got a very, he doesn't have a big load. Oh, that's under the bat. He just missed that. Okay, that's a diving attempt. Popped out of the glove. Emery's at second base.
All right.
I think I heard Emery groan a little bit after that swing. He just missed it. That was just off the end of the bat. If he barrels that, that pitch is going a long way, because it was another pitch that the pitcher, I think, just fired up there trying to challenge Emery. Here's Nate. Nate had kind of a rough at-bat last at-bat. He looked as uncomfortable as I've seen him. There's another swing that's very uncharacteristic of Nate. He's just not, he's not off balance often with his swings and misses. Yeah, ground ball. Oh God, we did it again. It's the second time this game. So ground ball to short. Guy made a jump throw to first. Shortstop's very good. Emery's got good speed, but that first baseman threw Emery out at third. That's the second time that's happened to us this game. Emery's really fast. I mean, I think the perception is, you know, he's so big and he's so strong, but clearly it's fast twitch muscle. He's just very explosive. He got to third quick, but the guy at first base made another nice throw to third. So I'm not sure where we are in the game. I should probably go find out. The score is now 5-3. They had a bases clearing double to go from 3-2. That made it 5-3. And we had a guy in second last inning with one out, but we had a 6-3-5 double play. It's been a fairly low-stress game by amateur baseball standards for the pitcher. I think Ken said he was at 76 going in the last inning. Now, he probably threw close to 30 pitches last inning, but I mean, as anybody who plays amateur baseball will tell you, that 100-pitch limit, that's kind of, you know, that's the number that, at least back in the day when pitchers threw complete games or went longer, that was the number where you'd start thinking about bringing somebody in. That's just warming up for most amateur pitchers. That was the slowest changeup he's thrown tonight. I think that's what the batter was saying. This is that catcher. Okay, so this catcher does know who Matt is. Because he said thanks, Grill. So Emery didn't know who he was, but apparently this guy has some connection with the league. Okay, this guy's more mountain than man. He is a large individual. We may see a walk of shame out to the parking lot after that one. He never left the batter's box. Not a happy 0-0. Wish I had a scorebook. Maybe I don't think I can hold this camera and score, but it would really be useful. That's a base hit to right. It would really be useful to kind of know what these guys did, because then I think I'd remember more about their at-bats if I just saw the scoring. I just don't remember what these guys did. Man on first, 1 out, 2 outs, 1 out. It's gonna drop. It's a little flare to left. Fell in front of Diamond Dan. First and second. I think there's 1 out. There was the pop out. No, there's 2 outs. There's a pop out, and then the affable catcher made an out too. So we gotta hold him here. We got the bats to score 2 runs, although it's getting late. But we probably can't afford to go much deeper. I would anticipate they have someone who can come in and close a game out. Fastball up and in that the guy just hit almost sideways. So I think what I'll lose my voice. I think what I'll try to do the rest of the tournament is this setup. We'll have symbolic up eye lip, runners advance. We play tomorrow. I'm not sure what time we play. You can find the schedule at the Mammoth Twitter account. I think it's at MN Mammoth with an underscore between MN and Mammoth. So I think what we'll do is we'll have that static, Dan Casaza's static camera behind home plate for guys who want the unadulterated stream with the whole field. And then if you want some commentary, tune into this Twitch account, and I'll try to do this the rest of the tournament. It gives me something to do. And in some ways, I'd rather be talking baseball with guys on the bench, but this is fun too. That was one of those slurs off the plate. I think that did miss. I mean, I think that was really close, but Lip seems to be shaking his head a little bit. Maybe I'll try to ask him about that pitch. He'll know. If I bring it up, he'll know which one we're talking about. I think this umpire's been really good, though. And he's gotten a couple side eyes from the other team. Boy, that's a nice curveball. That's a sharp break on that one. Just dove to the bottom of the zone. Strike one. He's got to get through. We got to get this guy right here. All right, there's a chopper. Grills an infielder. Take the easy flip home. All right, that's a big out. If we come back and win this game, I think that sequence, the batter before where we didn't get the called strike 3, although I think that pitch was probably off the plate, and that little topper to the pitcher, I think those were a couple of pivotal at-bats. Tomorrow is noon Central Standard. Excellent. How did he get the name Diamond? Cork, you probably know that. I don't know who gave him that name. I didn't give him that name, but I call him Diamond Dan all the time now. His real name is Dan Casaza, but we call him Diamond Dan because, well, obviously the alliteration, and it's just fun, right? It's just a fun nickname, Diamond Dan. Dan's one of the louder TC Maybell personalities. I mean, I don't think he's not disliked, but people know who Dan is. So I think if you were to make a list of the most liked and the least liked players in the TCMABL, I think Dan would be high on the most liked list, but I think he'd be higher. He'd be above the 50th percentile on the least liked list as well. So he's unique in that respect. There's another line drive down the line, but that's fouled by about 40 feet. Another fly ball to left. And again, people don't dislike Dan. You know, it's the frenemy kind of dislike. It's the baseball nemesis kind of dislike where you enjoy disliking him. That's the kind of dislike I'm talking about. Nobody actively dislikes players on the amateur level, not too much anyway. So Nate was a little bit out in front of that pitch down the line, tried to zip a fastball by, and now it came in hard, pushed him off the plate. So as a hitter, I'm thinking, well, he's going to go something, he's going to try to, oh, he's a lefty, try to hit the outside part of the plate with something off speed. Right there is what he did. Possibly Nate was thinking along with that because he kept that front shoulder in long enough to get that bat out there. I said earlier, he kind of flashes the bat through the zone, and I think it's just the quick hands right there. He strikes me as a really good hitter. I haven't played with him. I played against him over the years, but this is my first time playing with him. Here's Randy. Randy talked, you probably heard Randy talking earlier in the stream. He felt really good about his last at bat. I feel like we're seeing Randy transitioning into phase 3, which is barrel shots to right center. That's off the end of the bat. Shaking his head there. This pitcher can do a lot of different things now. The wind's picking up. I hope that doesn't mess with this. I know the wind was a problem earlier today. I'll try to get a little bit closer. Ooh, that was a high pitch. Pitcher just tried to elevate, and he got Randy to swing. So the pitcher got Randy to do what the pitcher wanted Randy to do. Randy was just good enough to fight it off. Just something away, right? Off speed. No, fastball away. Good pitch. Fastball painted the corner, but just off the plate. 1-2. Off speed. That was a pitch I thought he was going to go last time. Randy's smiling. He knows he just got enough of that. Randy's another really cerebral player. He's fun to talk baseball with because he knows a lot about swings and about approaches, and I know he's trying to think one step ahead of this pitcher. There you go, Randy. Good eye. Randy manages his team. It's a ground ball. 4-3, 2 outs. Brian Bushman. So Brian came in, pinch ran for Pat Ralston, and is now batting in Pat's place. This is also my first exposure to the Brian Bushman experience. Bushy's a character. It's when I used to watch him on the 25 plus streams, I always thought Hunter Pence. I mean, part of it was just the beard and the high socks. I think Hunter Pence was kind of a quirky guy. Brian's one of the more popular players, I think, in any team he plays. That's my sense, because he's so selfless. He's always the first guy out of the dugout cheering guys on. So when he does that, oh, that's foul. People really get excited when Bushy gets a hit. I mean, he's a good hitter. It's not like he doesn't get hits.
He doesn't have a hearing problem. He's dumb.
He's got a great laugh, though. Maybe as the tournament goes on, if I pick it up, I'll see if I can point it out. It's a kind of laugh where if you hear it, you can't imagine not liking the person doing the laughing. And then you talk to him and you realize, yep, that laugh suits him just perfectly. Come on, Bushy. You're good eye, Bushy. Good at bat. It's good at bat. I know he was excited to play with the Mammoth because I think he probably hoped he'd get a little bit more playing time. You know, on that 25 plus team, it's hard to crack the roster. Oh, good pitch. No. I'm not sure he went. I mean, it was very close. Good pitch. Good pitch. Anyway, Brian gets a lot of, I think, more defensive exposure in 25 plus than he gets at bats. That's my sense anyway. I watch a lot of their streams. I think he'll probably get more play with us on the 35 plus level. Oh, it's good to see him in there. There's Mike Lippert. So we did a dugout visit last inning, and he did not like that call. Still talking. That did look a little bit off the plate, up and off. All right, come on, get down. That's going to drop. That's going to drop. We're going to get one in. Okay, that's going to score him. Big hit. Big hit from Mike Lippert. That's great. He did not let that strike call interfere with his at-bat. He did not like it. A little bit off the end of the bat, but I think we can score that a line drive to center. Here's Mike Dahl. I know Mike had a hit earlier tonight. Been playing pretty good in the field, pretty well in the field. Mike's another guy who played a lot of years with the 25 plus TCMABL team that came down here. He's now aged into the 35 plus group. Catcher's got a gun. Ooh. Okay, you couldn't see that from here. Mike beat the throw, but as he slid, his front foot didn't hit the base. It shot up over the base and then dropped down onto the base. And even though he beat the throw, he almost got tagged out. The umpire was right there. I think he would have done it. Anyway, stolen base for Mike Lippert. We got 2 outs. Scores 5-4. I believe it's bottom of the 7th, but I'll confirm that after this inning. 1 and 2. They thought they had strike 3. Yeah, good fastball. The same pitch. It's the same pitch. He didn't get the call on before. I think as a pitcher, you figure I didn't get it that time. I'm going to get it this time. I don't know if umpires think that way. I know when I'm up there, and if I take a close one, I'm assuming that I'm going to have to expand the zone a little bit because the next close call is probably going to go the pitcher's way. Okay, let's go find out where we're at in the game. Okay, we're at the top of the 8th. I think the dugout may be a little somber. I don't want to shove the camera in these guys' face when they're losing. That's not cool. So Kenny, top of 8th?
What's that?
Top of the 8th?
Let's see, yeah, top of 8. 5-4 ball game.
Pretty good game, huh?
Yeah, it's boiling down to defense.
Yeah.
Plays defense, we're up.
And then a couple of, I guess you could call them base running errors?
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely. I mean, we're getting girls throwing a heck of a ball game. And our bats are stinging balls, but you see what's falling is all these bloops.
Yeah.
Our screaming line drives are finding gloves.
Although, you know, we had that double play Casaza catch throw out. I mean, they could say the same thing about that. Like, that's the best hit ball I've seen in the tournament, that ball that Casaza turned around and
Jackson's hit last inning was huge.
Yes.
That
Yep.
was a hit of the ball game right now. Get us within that one run.
He's going to be really good this tournament, Jackson.
And it's been, I mean, Rainey and I have been talking, trying to juggle that, getting that 14 batter.
Who do we have left? We got to get Paul in there?
Grill. We need to fill 2 more. We were up to 12
Grill and
batters.
Paul?
Grill's gonna we're gonna add Grill to the bottom, and Paul we're gonna be strategic with.
Good.
We technically don't have to get to 14 until we have a lead.
Right.
So we just would hate to see a lead happen, and then we gotta pull Emery. You know, it's probably not what we want to do.
Right. Yeah, it's surprisingly difficult, right?
Yeah.
Managing this AB or this 14-man. I mean, you and I did it for a lot of years, and it creates stress, right?
Talking with Grill last inning, he threw a couple chains up, typical Grill stuff, out, just breaking out of the zone. He said a couple guys, he doesn't know how they got on it, but they got on it.
Yeah.
And they drove him, and
Yeah.
he was shocked at that. He also thought there was a walk last inning that he threw the same pitch too, broke the outside just under. He's like, not too many guys to lay off that pitch. I mean, I can't believe he wasn't up there swinging.
They're good hitters.
Yeah.
They've made adjustments. I mean, I said on the stream, I think Grill is generally smart enough to out-adjust the other team, but I feel like these guys have...
Yeah, I was looking even to the players they've added. Their additions have been pretty good. They've each, the last 2 have got base hits and scored.
Yeah.
So those were big adds for them.
That a baby Grill.
That was a good one.
Shoot. Okay, we're going to go back. That was the batter I've had a lot of fun talking about. The guy that bails on a lot of the swings, and Grill was just dissected like a frog in a biology class, like high school. He teaches biology in high school, so I don't think they dissect frogs anymore, though. I think I asked him, do you still dissect frogs? When I was in high school, it was earthworms and frogs. Okay, this is a pinch hitter who's asking Mike Lippert, how do you do it? Mike said, good, how are you? He's like, I'm doing good. Baseball's fun. Clearly thrilled to be up there. Ooh, and then he smoked one. Lip's laughing. I wonder what that guy said to Lip. Lip says good hit 7. So they shared a nice moment together. Now he's said something nice to the center fielder. That's my kind of guy. You know, you sting one. Sure, it's an out, but it's a win for you. He's high stepping it back into the dugout. High fives and fist bumps all around. We got 6 outs left. We're down by 1. Tom G will not be hitting. We've got, I think if I had hit, I would have gone in for Bushy, frankly. So we've got Matt Grill, who should always hit in front of me, and then Paul Murphy, who should also always hit in front of me, left on the bench. So I am comfortable standing here talking about this game. If you're watching and you play and you're not in your 50s yet, I will tell you that the older you get, at least for me, the harder it is just to pick up a bat and get in the box and swing. I mean, I can't really do it effectively. I need like a full game, and by the 3rd or 4th at bat, I'm kind of loosened up. I'm like the Tin Man, and I need that oil. So this is Paul Murphy. So this is one of our hitters that we got to get in there. good pitch. Hard fastball off the plate. High fastball? Nope. Oh, man. Both those pitches probably could have been called balls. I think they were good pitches, but. Three-pitch strikeout, down to 5 outs. So, I mean, I was just talking about how hard it is. You know, Paul's much younger. You know, Paul's still in his 30s, I believe, maybe approaching 40. But it's hard. The other thing is this is Paul's first trip with the team, and, you know, you're playing with your peers, and you want to show these guys. You always want to do well, and you always want to win games like this, but on a tournament team like this, you really want to do well and show everybody else on the team that you're a good player. So he'll have more opportunities the rest of the way. He's a good hitter. So this is Matt Grill. We got our 14 guys in with Matt. I mentioned in the stream earlier today, that limited commentary I did, that Grill really likes to take the ball the other way. If you play in the 35 plus TCMABL, his approach is very much like Chris Gigstad. Lets the ball gets deep and likes to flick it to right. And that's where I would work him. I mean, he's capable of turning on it. That was a fastball. He's an on-base machine too. He's very quiet up there. Good pitch.
Hey, 88, let's go. Start a rally.
It feels to me like this guy's ticked up the velocity a tick or two, but he really set Matt up well with that sequence. Brushed him off the plate, the pitch before that, and then, you know, that one had enough zip that obviously Grill's aware of it, and struck him out on something off the plate. I mean, it's the ABCs of pitching, but even when you know that's the ABCs of pitching, it's, as a hitter, sometimes it's hard to, you know, adjust. Good cut, Dan. So we're back to the top of the order. Again, Dan spent much of last week facing 25 plus Central Division pitching, which is considerably faster than what he's seen here. Although this guy is upper end of velocity in 35 plus, I think. No, that was foul. That was really close. Definitely a foul ball. A good call. I think the catcher just said that was fair. No, I don't know if that was him just trying to be his affable self. I don't think that was fair. I mean, it was an end of the bat liner that bounced and then bounced on the other side of the bag. So unless it bounced over the left half of the base, I don't think that was fair. It didn't seem like it. I mean, I'm right on the line. But I think the catcher said that was fair. He had a better look than I did. At 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. I couldn't tell. Dan's telling the umpire he couldn't reach it. I couldn't tell where that was from here, but in terms of the pitch selection, it was a changeup. I think it was the right pitch, and I just don't know about the location. Dan was not happy with it though, so.
I have to go potty. I don't know.
Well, win or lose, I would say we've hung with this team. Again, this is a team that has been playing all of its games till this year in the Central Division down here, so they're playing down in the Cactus this year. So whatever pros they had, they lost, but they still have the remains of a Central Division roster, so we knew they were going to be very good. And, you know, Matt Grill's the best guy we got, I would say. And he's held them in check. Just haven't scored quite enough. I believe it's 5-4. I'm going to go find out. Hey, what do we got for a score, Randy? 5-4?
5-4,
Okay,
top of 9.
top of 9. So we got a chance for a walk-off. We got 2, 3, 4 up next inning, so we're in the good part of our lineup. Don't see anybody warming up, so I think they're just going to ride this lefty to the end. Obviously, holding them this inning is important. Good cut. It's right on that, fouled it straight back. Tonight's announced attendance is 8. Struck him out. Got a really nice looking swing. I mean, he missed that pitch, but I feel like if he connects, he's going to hit it sharply. Good pitch. Yep. That was that curveball, slurve, whatever it is. I think the batter tried to sell it as a ball. He stayed in there, but he didn't seem to object too much when the strike was called. So that's one. That's good. That first one. See lip talking to the umpire. Not in an acrimonious way. I think they're just having a conversation. Like I said, I think this ump's done a pretty good job. I'd be curious to talk to Lip and Matt tonight and see what they think. Another nice swing. These guys are just good hitters. Wait until you're 75 and tell me about it. Yeah, I know Lip's dad. I gotta be careful about the moaning and groaning, really on any level, any dimension, because I'm down in Arizona playing baseball. So, you know, I gotta be positive, because I mean, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be standing here doing this, being on this roster. Ooh, good pitch, high fastball. Lip's dad, you should think about coming down and playing in the 65 division down here. They have a 65-year-olds playing. It's a foul ball, hit hard down the left field line. But the outfielders are playing, I don't know, maybe 20 feet off the infield. So you're in these cavernous stadiums and you've got co-ed softball depth outfields. I'm quite sure the rule is you can't throw a guy out at first base, which is a great rule. It's going to be an out. Cork and I have argued before about even on our level, if it's sporting to throw a guy out at first base. I'm not talking about a younger guy, but you know, like a guy like me or anybody who can't run the way he used to. I mean, I think Cork's position is, you know, it's baseball. Actually, maybe I got that wrong. Maybe that's Casey's position. Anyway, I like that rule in the 65 plus level. So after this game, we'll go through the handshake line, the camera, get a sense of their handshake game. I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm sure they respect us. I don't know what they thought they were going to get, a cold weather team. I think the perception is sometimes from these warmer weather teams that, you know, because their perception is that we live in igloos and that we're snowbound 13 months of the year. And, you know, the latter isn't far from the truth, but we don't live in igloos. And we play pretty good baseball. And I think teams learn that pretty quickly. So, looks like they're they're trotting this guy out for one more inning. I said last inning I felt like he was throwing a little bit harder than he was at the start. We'll see if he emptied his tank last inning or if he's got that zip back this inning. Certainly in that warm-up, those were not the same fastballs he ended the inning with. Okay, so we've got Casey Johnson. This is a guy I want. This is a guy I think is capable of hitting one in the gap. That's unusual. That was just a fastball. No, that didn't have the pace that it had last inning. Case was a little bit out in front of it. And rode off the plate. There it is. There it is. That's what Casey does. That's going to be a triple. Maybe a double. That's a double. I've been playing ball for 20 years in the TCMBL, and in terms of barreling baseballs, he's in the top 5 of guys I've ever played with. He is so good at barreling baseballs. And that was it. That was a rocket. That was exit velocity probably in the lower 90s to left center. I'm surprised it didn't roll further than it did. Here's a flare to right. I think it's going to be foul ball. So we got a man on second, nobody out, bottom of the 9th. Mammoth are down by 1. We're in a good spot right here. We're in a good place. We need Billy to get him over. Now we got Billy out last at bat with some fastballs up and in. He started him out with something away, up and away. See if he goes back to up and in under the hands with the heat. Nope. Nope. Billy grimaced. I wonder what he was thinking he was going to see. I didn't expect to see that. 2 strikes. Now I think he comes in with a high heat. There it is. It's a good sequence by the pitcher, I think. I think that second pitch off-speed strike fooled Bill. I mean, I didn't expect that. I would have expected what he threw that third pitch, which was that high heat. Pitcher really set him up. Okay, this is probably the best pure hitter in the lineup. Emery gave him a nod. He acknowledged the pitch. Good eye. Okay, he's going to give him the third. That's big. Okay, the strikeout by Bill doesn't hurt quite so much. They got someone warming up now. I think it's that really big guy. Yep, double zeros. I think the lefties on our team would like to see this guy go. Come on, Emery. High fastball. Emery started the hands and held back. Now he's got an open base. I think they're going to pitch around him. I'm surprised that was as close as it was. I mean, I think he wanted Emery to chase. It looked to me like that wasn't as far outside as it should have been. I mean, it was down. Yep, he just buried that. I think he's okay with that. Sets up the double play. Nate struggled. Nate Stark, the batter, struggled so far tonight against his pitcher, so I think that's smart baseball by them. The guy has left the pen. He's now in the dugout. Base hit, he's probably out. Good pitch. Breaking pitch, broke over the plate. Gotta need that nice easy swing. Nobody's gonna call that. Guess that was a ball. Must have been off the plate. Looked okay height-wise. Must have been off. So stolen base, second and third. Base hit. Emery's got good wheels. We probably win it. I will take the camera with me, and we will join the celebration. High pitch. 1-1. On deck, we got Nate Jackson. Boy, that's a big stolen base. I like our chances here. One of these guys. I like our chances. That was a change-up that he really lost control of. I think he kind of emptied the tank last inning. That's a sense I get. Pitcher shaking his head there. Come on, Nate. I like this matchup too.
Let's go, Jax. Your pitch, Nate. Your pitch. He's got to come at you.
Nate's got a lot of bulldog to him. Yep, they're bringing in the big guy. They're bringing in the big closer. Not a traditional closer's build. More like the guy who should be playing left tackle. But we'll see. Let's see what kind of stuff he's got. I didn't look at him too closely when he was warming up. It's a bigger guy, so maybe he's got some good velo. Okay, that's not bad for his first pitch. Yeah, that's a live fastball. That's a live fastball. Yeah, that's probably low 80s, which is in the 95th percentile on our level, I think. That's his curveball. Now, I mentioned when I was throwing BP to Nate, got really quick hands. Bat flashes through the zone. He's also hit a couple of flares to the right side, so he's not getting the barrel to the ball. But I think he's a good enough hitter to adjust, but I think he's really going to have to be ready, quick and short to the ball. 1 out, bases loaded.
Let's go, Jax. Let's go, Abe. Let's go. Hey, on the go. Got to run. Got to run.
Ran down, right?
1 out, bases loaded. Game on the line. Fastball's got some pace, but it's low. Like I think that's very hittable. I think when he elevates his fastball, it's going to be tough. And they just wanted to get a look. Broke it off. The Lumberjacks aren't playing in 45 plus, by the way. We were scheduled to play, but we couldn't get enough guys, so hopefully next year. Come on, Nate. Boy, another breaking ball. That big fastball, I guess they don't want to elevate it for fear of the sac fly, which makes sense, but I think it's a good enough fastball that maybe you get to 2 strikes. There he did. There he just reared back. Now this ump zone it's been fairly tight all night, and I think this pitcher's seen that. 3-1, I believe. Boy, let's walk him in. Let's tie it up. Oh my God. It's gonna be 2. All right, I gotta go through the line. That was a 1-2-3, 2-1-3. Pitcher, catcher, first base.
Hey, great fucking game, man.
Nice game, guys. Good game. Nice game.
Good job.
Nice job. Good game. Nice game. Nice game. Nice good job, guys. Good luck. Nice game. Good game, guys. Good game. Nice game. Nice work. Nice work.
Go, boys. Here you go. Plenty of baseball.
Great pitch, man.
Hey, I'm having Good fight, guys. Good fight. Keep going. Keep playing. Yep, let's go back tomorrow.
Okay, guys, that's a 5-4 loss. The team is 1-1. The Mammoth are 1-1. I'm not sure what time. Someone mentioned what time we play tomorrow. I think it's early. I think it's 10:30 local time, so it's like 12:30. I guess that's 12:30 Central. But just check the Minnesota Mammoth Twitter stream. I'll do this again. I will provide commentary, and we'll have the second stream if you just want to watch the game. You can find both streams at the website. Any last words, Case?
It was a good game. I mean, we were a little bit sloppy on defense. That was where they scored some runs. I mean, they had a 2-run or bases loaded double that scored the 3 runs. So like, just that. I mean, you have to load the bases to get to that point, but just that one hit was really clutch for them. And other than that, Grill pitched really well. And overall, I mean, wasn't this the game that Dan caught that ball off the fence?
Yes.
That was ridiculous. And so, yeah, I mean,
Very good team,
fought
right?
a little bit, but yeah, that was a good
Good
team.
hitters.
Good pitching. That guy,
Yeah.
the starter, through into the 9th, and then you bring in a flamethrower like a big guy, and
I was surprised. I was waiting for him to elevate that fastball, and he finally did, and that's the one that he threw 2 off speed, like 2 off the plate.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to avoid the sac fly, but when a fastball is like that, man, just bust in on the hands, right?
Yeah. 3-1 count there at the end, so nearly walked in. Still would have been down a run at that point, but
I like our chances then, right?
you gotta feel good with Nate up to bat and bases loaded. So I'll take that opportunity any day, and he
I will
hard
too.
to hit it right back at him.
I will too. He's got the quick bat that I think he's one of the guys that you feel good about.
Yeah.
That was a nice hit you had.
Yeah, squared it up.
Barreled it.
Squared it up real well.
I speculated probably low 90s exit velo. It felt like you barreled it, right? I was surprised it didn't get to the fence. Like off the bat, I thought triple. Now he got over there really fast. It was really fast.
Yeah.
But it didn't get to the fence either.
Yeah, so I mean, if they got guys who can get to that ball and cut it off and turn it into like it was a stand-up double, but it was closer than it should have been.
Yeah.
And then M walks, Nate walks, and then Nate
We're set up.
grounds out double play. I mean, hit it hard though. I think we hit it pretty hard.
And that guy was low to mid 80s. That was a hot fastball. I mean, that thing.
Yeah, it's just a big dude.
Juice.
CC Sabathia out there just using body to gas it in there. But this was fun. This is day one of the experience. And we played a team that wasn't very good, and then a team that was, I guess, like us. I mean, they could hit. They had a part of their order that could really hit, and then the rest of the guys could handle the bat. I was looking at their 8th batter when I was playing second here, and he was on deck, and I was like, God, even that guy can swing. But I guess you could say the same for us. So
I think that's fair. I think there was depth in both lineups. I mean, I think anybody but Grill, and they probably. I mean, I don't want to say that because we got guys who can get these guys out, but I think you're looking at double-digit runs unless we got our best out there.
Yeah.
One of
So
our best.
what do we get? And then the handshake line. Good handshake.
Good
line,
handshake, guys. I
They were-
heard at the end one of the guys said, "We're going to see you guys again. I guarantee it. You're really good." So I think they came in probably expecting the pasty white patsies from Minnesota, and they got something they didn't expect. So
Yeah. And when the girls on the mound, a lot of people are going to say, "Wow, see you again." If we had 5 girls,
Yeah,
like
right,
you said,
right,
We
yeah.
got some other good pitching, but girl can do that to a lot of teams. So, they didn't have the error or the things that we took advantage of in the Minnesota World Series or playoffs. It was like because maybe somebody boots a ball and it's like Jackson's ball back to the pitcher there, and Minnesota maybe is the type of thing that goes off that pitcher's hand and shoots over to first, and I score, and Hal Henry comes around and ties it up or some crazy thing. But we didn't get that today, so we didn't get any help, and we kept it close. We gave them a little bit of help. But so what do we got tomorrow? What do we got
real
Puerto
quick,
Rico?
one more thing in this game. We win with Cork, right?
Yeah.
We had Cork to this lineup.
Well, you
and
can see how close the game is.
Yeah.
And Cork makes a difference in that.
Cork is like plus 0.75 to 1 run a game at least, right? I mean,
Well, he just gets the clutch hit every time we need it. So
yeah.
what do we got? Puerto Rico tomorrow? Right? So we have a really tough game next, and that's our only game tomorrow. So good chance we go into Wednesday 1-2.
Right.
But we'll see. I mean, we're obviously gonna try.
I do think, our runs against today was really positive. Like this team's gonna run up a lot of runs against teams that maybe will go 3-3 and we got to beat, and holding them the way we did, it's really going to help us. Really going to help us. Like some 3-3 teams are going to make it, and
Was it 5-3?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
5-4. It's 5-4. So these are two really good.
5-4.
Yeah, it's really good to hold this team to 5. Yeah, 5-4.
So I would have been the tying run.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That hurts even more.
Yeah, we were 1 run away from time. That's why
A lead-off double at that point.
I know. And
Oh, my God.
when Emery steals second, I'm like, man, I could see Nate start getting the hit, and then when Jackson got up there.
Ralston was great. He's over at third gun. He's not getting anything close. They, probably thinking they're going to try to set up some forces, and he was right. I mean, he called it.
Yeah, Emery.
Oh, he called the Nate walk too.
I wasn't sure about that because he had handled Nate very well the whole game. Nate did not look comfortable up there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think Emery was going to see anything.
But do you take a strategic angle at that point to get the force at
I
home?
think so.
So
But I
that's
also think
maybe what Pat's picking up on.
I think he was, I don't want to say dominant enough against Nate, but I think he was effective enough against Nate that they considered pitching to Nate. But yeah, you're probably right.
So I'll grab my stuff and yeah, I mean, get some food and hang out in the pool a little bit, and still basically living in paradise. So a win here, and I think there would have been a cloud 10.
Fair enough. Okay, so I'm going to sign off again. 2 options tomorrow. You can get the better view from behind home plate, but 0 commentary, or you can get the bad view with commentary. Those are your choices. You can find them both at the MN_Mammoth website. Thanks for listening. I know the other Minnesota teams are streaming. I think we had 1 or 2 guys from those teams maybe watching. So if we're not playing, you should definitely tune into those streams too. I don't know where you can find them, but you're all capable people, and if you Google it or you do a little rooting around on social media, you can find that. I would encourage you to check those streams out too, because those will be some fun games to watch as well. So until next time, thanks for watching.